Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we are back again with Steins Gate. So last episode we started up the route for the true ending, and this time around, rather than, apologizing to Kurisu and telling her that we are going to save Mayuri, we told her we are going to try to save them both, and then proceeded to time leap over and over again, doing the usual, trying to find some way around Mayuri's death and failing each time. Then Kurisu showed back up and was all like, "Gotta stop running away." And we had a little kiss, make-out session there that was very sweet and adorable. And, now we are in Akihabara Station here, next day. But yeah, I think it was basically agreed that, we couldn't save her. Kurisu is standing before the entrance with her huge suitcase beside her. She waves to me shyly as I approach. Then she blushes and shoots me her usual glare. After that kiss, Kurisu went back to her hotel to pack. That suitcase must hold everything that she brought to Japan. She's going back to America. Well then. Are you sure I shouldn't call Mayuri and Daru? I think that would just make it harder. But I have no trouble leaving behind. Don't you? That was a joke. Yes, it was. Kurisu looks like she's about to cry. I'm sure I look just as sad, but I won't cry. I don't have that right. This is a souvenir, take it. I hand her future gadget number 2, the bamboo helicam. It's a bamboo helicopter equipped with a CCD camera, which allows it to record video in the air. A truly groundbreaking invention. He made a drone! But sadly, due to its constant high-speed rotation, the video it produces tends to cause motion sickness. That is wonderful. No thanks. Just take it. It's not even that bulky. Come on now. I wanted to give her future gadget number 7, Ghost in the Ball, but it was too big. Kurisu accepts bamboo helicam with a strained smile. Oh, fine. I guess I'll take it. And then silence. No words of farewell. We just look at each other. Sorry I couldn't go with you to Aomori. Yeah. But these 2 weeks were fun in their own way. Give my regards to Mayuri and Hashida, okay? Kurisu spreads her arms wide. Without a moment's hesitation, I step forward and embrace the girl genius one last time. Hang in there, Okabe. Stay well. Kurisu smiles faintly, then turns and walks toward the entrance with suitcase in hand. I watch her go, unable to move a muscle. I want to stop her. I want to wrap my arms around her and tell her to stay with me forever. But I can't. This is what we decided. To save Mayuri. To save the future. I'm sorry, Kurisu. I can't save you. Kurisu will disappear. She'll be left behind on this world line. There's no place for her in the coming world. I will remember you, Makise Kurisu. I will remember your warmth. I will never forget it. I don't know whether Kurisu hears my words. She keeps walking. Stride steady. Back straight. Long, silky hair fluttering in the wind. She's quickly fading into the distance, but I could tell. I could see her shoulders trembling. We will never meet again. Our world lines will never cross again. I'm glad I met you, Kurisu. I would have been lost without you. I love you. Goodbye. I stand there in the entrance as commuters file past until long after she has vanished from sight, afraid that any motion, any thought, might cause the tears to fall. The time has come. We will now commence the final phase of Operation Vertandi. Mayuri and Daru turn to me and nod. So we're basically going back through how things went on the Mayuri route at this point then. Today is the last day of Komima. Daru wanted to attend, of course, but a little begging convinced him to prioritize the operation. I take a look around the lab. These 20 days have been madness. It's incredible to even think at one point this lab had a whole of 8 members. And now we're back to 3. The memories we made. the experiences we shared. To save my Yuri, I will undo them all. There is sorrow in me and guilt. I engraved them deep inside my heart. I'll never forget, I mustn't forget, these long yet short summer days. But still, I choose to erase our memories. I choose to return everything back to normal. Suzuha's mission is irrelevant. I'm not doing this for the future. As long as Mayuri lives, nothing else matters. Daru, you may begin.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Daru starts typing on the IBM 5100. It's already connected to his main computer. This will get us into CERN's central database, where they keep the data they mine with Ekleon. There we will locate the first email I sent on July 28th and erase all trace of it from existence. With this, I can reach the beta world line. At last, Mayuri will be safe. I look at Mayuri. She's on the couch, sitting straight as a ramrod, with her grandmother's pocket watch pressed to her ear. She stays still, her eyes closed. Whenever Mayuri wants to calm down, she listens to the sound of that pocket watch. Earlier, I told Mayuri everything. I guess she's come to terms with it in her own way. The actual work I've left to Daru, no problem there. While waiting for him to finish, I walk into the development room. In the center of the room is the time leak machine. I squat down and gently brush my fingers against the microwave surface. It's cool to the touch. I've made irreplaceable friends because of this thing. And because of this thing, I've hurt them. I don't want to blame the tool. It's how you use the tool that matters. And I've got to admit, it saved me more than once. But still. Once this is over, I'll destroy the time leak machine. We must never make the same mistakes again.
Okurin, I found it! It's really there!
The email I sent, it's there.
Sure is, man.
Daru points to a string of characters. My name is there, followed by the message I wrote about Kurisu's death. 3 lines total, each 12 characters long. This data led CERN to our doorstep. At FB's instruction, Moeka and the Rounders attacked. If Suzuha is right, then by erasing this data, we will escape the Attractor Field Alpha, where CERN dominates the future. That will take us to Attractor Field Beta. To the Beta world line within range of conversion. It's a future without Mayuri's death. Mayuri is standing next to me, gazing intently at the monitor. She grasps my hand firmly.
Okurin?
It's okay. She looks anxious, so I pat her head to calm her down.
Everything's set. One press of the enter key and the data's gone.
Daru stands up and gestures to the open seat.
I leave the honor to you, Okurin.
I sit down and face the keyboard. This time it ends. Kurisu's face floats through my mind. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. Goodbye, Kurisu. Slowly, I raise my right hand and extend my index finger. Victory is at hand. Daru twitches at my cry. With unimaginable brilliance and unwavering conviction, I have defeated our vast and powerful enemy and now stand triumphant on the field of Ragnarok. I give thanks to the comrades whose sacrifice made this victory possible. One press of this key and Kurisu will die. I firmly grip my coat at the shoulder where it has been stitched together with jagged pink thread. The coming world is the world I wished for. I wish for Mayuri to live and Kurisu to die. That is the truth, and I must never forget it. This is the choice of Steins Gate. This is the choice of Okabe Rintaro. Let the world be reborn. I swing down my index finger. And at the exact time, I hear the lab door open. My eyes dart towards the sound. No! There in the doorway stands Kurisu. Her face is flushed. Was she running? Why is she here? She should be on her way to the airport right now. Kurisu is looking at me. Her eyes are glistening, but her face is all smiles. Did she come back for me? In a split second of frozen time, I imagine I hear her voice. We didn't say goodbye, she says. Immediately afterwards, my finger strikes the enter key. No! The world starts to warp. The timeline was being rewritten. I feel my consciousness being sucked into the vortex. Reading Steiner. Divergence is changing. The warp accelerates. Kurisu. Daru. Mayuri. Everything inside the lab is shifting. The color fades as my consciousness leaves the world line. I turn to face Kurisu, desperate to burn this last sight of her into my eyes. She raises her hand. Goodbye, Okabe Ayla. No! Oh, that made it so much worse! The world gradually stops spinning. Little by little, color returns. I look to the door. She was standing there just a moment ago. My assistant, Christina, Makise Kurisu. Now she is gone, vanished like a dream. I look around the room. Next to me is Daru. Behind me is Mayuri. Everything is where it should be. It looks like nothing has changed at all. I gently touch my coat's shoulder where Kurisu fixed the torn seam. It's gone. My coat isn't torn. The stitches, uneven from having been sewn in the dark, have disappeared. There's no trace of that ridiculous pink thread. I stand up and head to the development room. Underneath the table, the time leap machine. No, that's not the time leap machine. That's the phone wave named subject to change. The upgrades Kurisu made are gone. Nothing has changed. This world is exactly the same. In all respects save one. Kurisu was never here. Every trace of her has vanished. Kurisu is nowhere now. Nowhere except in my memories. Mayuri and Daru are looking at me. Hey, who was Lab Mem 004 again? I need to ask, even though I know what the answer will be.
Okarin, there isn't a fourth lab mem, remember?
Are you going to introduce the new lab member? Requesting cute girl.
No. I knew that it would be like this, but the fact that they forgot her existence is so saddening, so frightening. I am the only person in the world who remembers Makise Kurisu as lab member 004. So I won't forget. I alone will live with her memory engraved upon my heart. Now, time to proclaim my triumph. There are still things that must be done, and many sacrifices were made to get here. But despite all that, this is my victory. I have won. Ah ha ha ha! Mayuri and Daru stare in wonder at my abrupt laughter. The last battle of Ragnarok is won. I, the insane mad scientist who owned Kyoma, with an IQ rivaling that of Einstein himself, have thwarted the organization, outsmarted CERN, and conquered the whole of space and time. Now at the moment of my triumph, I stand before you as a god. This brave new world is the fruit of my ambition. The hated system shall collapse, and chaos shall rule the earth. This is truly the choice of Steins.
Okarin.
Mayuri suddenly throws her arms around me. I freeze, utterly taken aback. Daru looks as confused as I am. Mayuri looks up at me and smiles. It's the gentlest smile I've ever seen.
It's okay now.
What are you saying? I must proclaim our glorious victory that all may...
But Okarin, you look like you're about to cry. You don't have to try so hard, okay? I know you're doing it for me, but I don't want to be a burden. So you don't have to pretend anymore, okay? If you're hurting, just say so, like normal Okarin would.
But
You don't have to worry about Mayushi anymore. Mayushi is fine. So you can cry if you want to, okay? I don't know what happened, but it's okay to cry now.
And just like that, the mask shatters. All it took was one word from Mayuri. Mayuri, the sister I never had, the girl who always needed my protection. I had to save her. That was my purpose. I even sacrificed the girl I loved. But now, I finally realized that it's over. Mayuri is safe. I'm free. Once more, I see Kurisu's face in my mind's eye. I recall the warmth of her body, the softness of her lips, the weight of her last words. One by one, they pound against my heart. Can't bear it anymore.
Whoa, man. Are you really crying?
My vision blurs. Tears run down my cheeks. A tidal wave of emotion crashes over me. Nothing remains to hold it back. I'll never see Kurisu again. That knowledge shreds my heart. I can't hold back my sobs. I can't stop my tears. This is the world I've been searching for. A world where Mayuri does not die. And yet, it is missing the person most precious to me. It's too much. It's too cruel. Why did it have to be Kurisu? Why was I forced to choose? Why did she send me off with a smile? I cling to Mayuri. She strokes my hair gently. I surrender to my grief. 3 days have passed since then, and Mayuri is still alive. Moika and the Rounders have not attacked, and Tanoji has shown no signs of moving against us. Daru has been visiting May Queen as usual, while Mayuri has been working on costume designs for next Koima. Everything is back to normal. Everything save for the hole in my heart. That's it. Or that's that. I'm standing by the dumpster out back of the lab. We just finished dumping the last of the trash. This morning I called Daru, and together we dismantled the phone wave and the IBM 5100.
Man, what a waste. That one thing was worth a fortune.
Now we don't have a microwave. How will Mayushi eat her juicy chicken #1?
Come on, I'll get you a new microwave. We no longer need the phone wave, that miraculous time machine built by coincidence. It brought Kurisu into my life. But at the same time, it made many people suffer. It must never be used again, not by me, not by anyone. It's time for the phone wave to die, and with it, the insane mad scientist Hoenn Kiyoma, Lord of Space and Time. I recall what Kurisu once said. I don't want to deny who I've been, because even my failures are a part of who I am today. I gazed once more upon the scrap heap that was Future Gadget number 8. We stripped it down to the last bolt and circuit board. Surely no one can rebuild it now. Time travel is too much power for any human to wield. We don't need D-mails or time leaps. Even if nothing in the future is guaranteed. Even though I may die tomorrow, life was never meant to be redone. And that's fine by me. Wouldn't you say so too, Kurisu? I look up at the sky, and even though it's the middle of the day, I can see a single star shining. Maybe it's Venus. Suddenly reminds me. Going to the past is possible right now. Look into the sky at night and you can see how things were tens of thousands of years ago. Every night we casually travel through time. That's what Kurisu said. And each and every word she spoke I carve into my heart. So that I'll never let them slip from memory. For as long as my life endures. But that's not all. Alright, so thoughts and opinions so far. So no matter what, we were going to have to sacrifice Kurisu. Ah, no, that's... I guess everybody kind of has some kind of tragic end with it, don't they? And so regardless of who you choose, the only one who really got a proper little happy ending without any, you know, real work behind it was Varys, surprisingly enough. Because I believe Kurisu survives, and that's that line as well, right? And so it's just that we all forget each other. Well, we don't, but everybody else does. Yeah, everybody else's story is undercut by some kind of tragedy, though. Pick up the phone, you fool! Do I have to click? Just pick it up, damn you! Hello? Who? Dad? You're looking for your dad. I'm your dad. You lost me. What? Put it okay. Oh! It's Suzuha!
Hey, Okarin! Some strange girl wants to talk to you.
Who is this? Please come to the roof of Radicon right now. Who is this? I came from the year 2036. I'm Hashida Ataru's daughter. Yay! My name is Amane Suzuha. Wait. Why are you here? Let's find out. Let's find out. Cause yeah, what the hell? She should not exist. I mean, she should probably exist, but I mean, certain and all time travel should not exist. Chapter 11! Open the Steins gate! Let's do this! She said to meet her on the roof with Radicon. So that's the voices of them for real, huh? I don't know, Daru sounded weird. Whatever. When I always imagined he'd have like a deep voice. Okay, when I get there, I find it cordoned off. The roof was off limits to begin with, but now it's also part of the crime scene, as if I needed another reminder of the murder that took place here 3 weeks ago. I duck under the yellow tape and open the door. The lock is still broken. Hey, look at you landing shit. I can hardly breathe after running up the stairs to get here. As I gasp for air, I look across the stark white concrete. And naturally, my eyes go straight to the satellite sitting smack dab in the middle of the roof. No way.
Wow, what's that?
It's a robot, right? The transforming kind?
Mayuri and Daru are just as surprised. What is that thing? I mean, it looks like Suzuha's time machine, but there's something different about it. Suzuha has looked old and beat up. This one looks brand new. It's not stuck in the wall either. And besides, this is the Beta World line, where CERN's dystopia never forms. Suzuha has no reason to travel to 2010. That satellite shouldn't be here. And yet, I feel like I've seen it before. Where? Where did I... Of course, it was at Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. Right before the presentation started, something shook the building like an earthquake. And when I went to check the roof, the satellite was sitting there. Though still confused, I approached the satellite. Just then, the hatch opens and someone steps out. Yeah. Wow. Okabe Rintaro? Suzuha! It really is her. The part-time warrior, John Tidor. Time traveler from 2036 and Daru's daughter, who was born 7 years from now. Why are you here? I asked her the same question over the phone, but I can't help myself. I need answers. Are you Okabe Rintaro? I need to know. Yeah? The way she puts it makes it sound like she's never met me before. Well, seeing as the hairstyle's different, I'm assuming she hasn't. Now that we're talking face to face, I realize there's something very different about her. She seems a bit more serious, don't she? For starters, what's with all the camo? It looks dirty and worn, like she's been fighting in it for a while. She's even carrying a gun for some reason, and I'm pretty sure it's not a replica. Is she really Imane Suzuha? Hold on. Just hold on 1 second. This doesn't make any sense. No, calm down, figure this out, Okabe. You know that this isn't possible. Suzuha can't be here. She leapt into 1975 in her one-way time machine. She found the IBM 5100, made sure it would get to you, then passed away in the year 2000. So, where did this girl come from? I'm a time traveler from the year 2036. I have a request for Uncle Okaren. Uncle?
You're an uncle?
We don't have time to humor Mayuri's question. Suzuha walks up to me and looks me in the eye. Her expression is grim. The next words out of her mouth are the last thing I expected to hear. This world line is heading for World War III. I need your help to prevent it. Please, help me change the future. What the hell are you talking about?
World War III? Oh no, that's really bad.
Are you really a time traveler? You're not just messing with us here.
Stay out of this, Dad.
Dad? Whoa, that was a shock. I mean, it's not every day Mysterious Beauty calls me Dad. No, down!
Though, to be honest,
I'd prefer to be called Big Brother.
Wait, everyone just wait. Let me think. Also, Daru, do not hit on your daughter. I take a deep breath. Okay, let's figure this out. I turn to Suzuha. Is that thing a time machine? Suzuha nods curtly. She hasn't smiled once. There's no hint at the cheerful Suzuha I remember. Instead, I sense strength, conviction, and steel resolve. Your father built it. That's right. Suzuha glances at Daru. Where did you come from? The year 2036. I stopped in 1975 and 2000 first. You what? It's not one way? It doesn't make any sense. She's obviously not in her 40s, which means that time machine can travel to the future. Wouldn't it be much of a time machine otherwise? This isn't the Suzuha I know, but it is Suzuha. You're from a different future. A different future? What's going on in 2036? What about CERN's dystopia? CERN? What's that? Suzuha frowns. She doesn't know about CERN. That sells it. She's definitely not the Suzuha I know, but then... what's causing World War III? You said something about World War III? Right. In my time, humanity has been reduced to less than 1 billion people.
Less than 1 billion? But the population now is like 6.7 billion. Are you saying 5.7 billion people died?
That's what happens when you use nuclear weapons. It was just like the Cold War, only this time they were fighting over time travel technology. It started with a race between the EU and Russia. Then the Americans got involved, and things really went to hell. Yeah. They were all desperate to stop anyone else from being first to build a time machine. Whoever controls the time controls the world, right? Time travel again. Has the power to grant you dreams. At the same time, destroy everything you love. I know that better than anyone. By 2036, the war's over, but it left the Earth in ruins. We won't survive for long. Not as things are. It's unbelievable. In the future of the Alpha World Line, CERN used their time machine to fashion a dystopia where no one could oppose their rule. Suzuha traveled to the past to change that. She showed me how to escape that convergence. The result is this. The Beta World Line, here, CERN fails to complete its time machine. But instead, 5.7 billion people die in the fires of nuclear war. This can't be happening. No good win for anybody. My legs fold beneath me. I sink to my knees. Whoop.
are you okay?
Mary kneels beside me and gently rubs my back. But I'm too stunned to respond to her kindness. I glare at Suzuha. Though I know it's absurd, part of me blames her. Like she could have freaking known. Unfortunately, that is where we gotta end today's episode, so thoughts and opinions. No one shall know happiness. Never. So, we need to figure out a way to wipe out all time travel technology in general then, huh? And stuff, because on one future, CERN controls the world, and everybody lives, but everybody has no freedom, and it's horrible. In the other timeline, a bunch of people die, and people have freedom, but, costs the world, and everybody's still going to die because of it. Too much freedom, too little freedom. We need a middle ground here. Oh my goodness. I did like how it introduced it through the credits, though, because I was like, wait 1 second. All that, but then it's like, that phone call comes in. It's also weird to hear their voices, since we don't do the voices here, do we? But yeah, and it's fun and stuff. So, I'm guessing bringing Kurisu back to life might be a way to solve this problem? Perhaps? I don't know, it seems like, Daru did pretty good with this time machine on his own, though. Like, seriously, he's the real genius out of all of us. Kurisu might have made the time leap machine, but Daru's the one who really perfected time travel. He doesn't get enough credit. Alright. But that's going to be it for this episode, and next time we're going to see what we can do about preventing World War III. So until then, like and subscribe if you want to, and thank you for watching.